The Netherlands used to be kind of part of France. They were conquered a few times, and they have a lot of French influence in their language. It is a Germanic language, but they use a lot of words that are just French. And then as you go further south into Belgium, the north half, again, even more French influence. The southern half of Belgium speaks French already. And so you can just see kind of the transition over the years. I forget the dates exactly, so I won't try to throw them out, but when they actually split, the countries did. And it just made a big difference to the development of the country. Heck, even the flag for the Netherlands is the same colors as the French flag, just reversed in orientation. The northern half of Belgium actually is the more profitable, from what I understand. The economy is just doing a lot better. Some of the wealthiest people in the world live in Belgium, and it's more in Flanders, the northern half. However, the southern half, is where they have the capital in Brussels, and French is like the kind of more official language of the country. Dutch is also, of course, recognized. They call it Flemish or Vlaams, and their accent, or the Vlaams, is there's a lot more French influence. Their accent is a lot softer. Their G's instead of a G, it's like a G, and they use more French words, especially those that are a little bit older. They would use words, and what are they saying? Oh, it's a French word that they would normally there was a Dutch word for. It is very common for those that speak Dutch in Belgium to learn French, whereas those that speak French in the southern half don't very often learn Dutch. Maybe a few. They just, if they're less likely to travel up there. I have seen those French people that travel up for vacation or whatever, but it's just more common for the Dutch people to have to learn another language. And that's also the similar trend for the Netherlands as well. They make it a point to learn other languages, and those coming in aren't really expected to know Dutch. They just assume it. They assume that you won't if you're a tourist. And like those coming from other countries, it's always a struggle to get them to learn, because I've met people from other countries, both in Belgium and the Netherlands, that have lived there for 20 years and they hardly speak any Dutch. They can hardly, get a few simple sentences, not very well said, just because they don't necessarily need to. You can get around with English. You don't really integrate yourself in the society, but you can manage. And for them, that's good enough. And so it's just interesting to see how their culture is. I'd say if you really want to become a part of it or understand it more, you really have to make a point to learn their language, learn the way they do things. I don't know.